Hey folks, it's Moxley here and welcome to another edition of TEW2020 with our AEW save. We're on the road to All Out 2. We are 3 weeks away, so 3 shows to go and hopefully the best card possible. Just again, building up, say, episode by episode to hopefully the best card, and I don't know what patch I'll be on by the time I get there. Obviously, as I say, we do backdate a few things here, so don't worry if I'm not on the correct patch. I was at the time of recording, so we're still at 1.07 at this point, but we might be about 1.09, maybe 10 by the time this goes live. As always, any comments are deeply appreciated on this, on wrestling in general, and as I say, your own saves. Let us know how you're finding the game, if you're enjoying it, what you think's the best features to come out of it so far, and what you feel is a negative thing. As always, the wee thumbs up is deeply appreciated, as is sub, as I say, because that will mean these videos dropping in your inbox without you looking for them. If you've saw the series and you like what you see and you've maybe only just dropped into this episode, in the description below I've got links now to the full playlists of the series, this one and my WWF one, and basically a lot of key resources as well. So everything you need is down there, as say, great websites that will help you out, and yeah, there'll be more content from other creators on the Reddit side of things as well. So time for the matter at hand, another episode of Dynamite. As I say, I really do feel like I'm getting a bigger bloated roster already, which is the common thing in any of my saves, but we'll start to trim. There'll be a lot of people where, in terms of the AEW people that were brought in, like say some that don't really feature, like example, I'm going to let Mel go. So people like that just don't get used. Well, obviously their contracts expire, will go, but we need to try and get some people off WWE to kind of show we're a threat and just put ourselves in a really good position once the war truly begins, when we can get to the next level. So for this episode, we are again at the Knoxville Civic Coliseum. We're due to get 7.1, so I'd assume we'll be pretty similar to last week's show, roughly about 6,500. So we'll go with that, but I say hopefully it can be a good show. So without further ado, let's crack on for some more AEW Dynamite. Boom! And we're here. Much less a crowd than expected, less than 6,000, so yeah, just 1.2k off with the anticipated crowd. So I'm starting to figure out with that what kind of places we should be using, so I'll always go a couple of thousand or 1,000, depending obviously the size of the company, lower than it expects. But we start the show with the inner circle in the ring, and we're about to hear from the champion Chris Jericho. And he says, last week I said I'd give Cody an answer regarding a match All Out 2, and it got me thinking, what does Chris Jericho have to really gain from this match? And the answer to that is nothing. I've got it all to lose, I'm the GOAT. But then it got me thinking again, how can I raise the stakes so high that this match could go down as one of the biggest ever in AEW history? Then it came to my head, a brainwave hit me. So Cody, if you really want this match, then you'll agree that the stakes being raised this high, I want you to put your role as the EVP of AEW on the line for this match to take place. If you've got the balls, then you'll give me the answer that I want. So if Cody and Jericho are going to tangle All Out 2, Cody's role of Executive Vice President of AEW will be on the line. So Cody's got to agree to that. Interesting, because it's a big challenge from the champion Chris Jericho. The segment got an 82 rating. Jericho's fantastic performance, improvised well, benefited from a hot catchphrase, we'll just say Le Champion, and the angle got the show off to a strong start with a hot crowd. Next up, we had a decent matchup which saw the Dark Order, Brody Lee, Stu Grayson and Evil Uno defeated SCU, Scorpio Sky, Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels in 12:30 when Brody Lee pinned Christopher Daniels with a pile driver. In terms of in-ring work, Brody Lee was head and shoulders above the rest. Unfortunately, Stu Grayson sustained a chronic shoulder pain, which is not ideal. That took a big toll, so we're waiting to see Uno in singles competition. But you can see there, Lee with a 67 performance, Scorpio Sky was pretty decent, as was Kazarian, the rest just under 50, but overall, 57 rated matchup. The performance of Brody Lee was good, and a few negatives no doubt. Let's see what we've got. yeah, it's not too many. There's the low morale of Evil Uno, there's Stu Grayson working injured, caused the injury to happen, and obviously the segment's going to be disrupted by injury. I'm noticing when that happens, it does hamper the rating quite a bit, but I'm quite happy to see a lot more injuries happen. Obviously, you don't want to see it in real life, but in the game, it does throw up, a change in creative direction. And Scorpio Sky got a bit of heat for it. Next up, another hype video for Deonna Purrazzo, just slowly but surely trying to get her over, but this one is only a segment rating of 13. We'll get there. Next up in the women's division, and about the little heat, embarrassing wrestling. Wow. Nyla Rose defeated Sadie Gibbs in 7:57 by pinfall. The champ retains, but doesn't even defend her title, sorry, but she wins. She gains some more momentum. A 36 from Nyla, a 20 from Sadie, a 25 rating. The crowd were turned off by having a pre-show competitors in their mind, and it brought the crowd's mood down. So we really need to work on our women's division. We'll start doing that now. Roll the next segment, please. So Nyla is on the promo. Is this it? AEW, is this really it? Another absolute loser that I've decimated. What a shambles of a division, and I maintain the fact there's no bitch here that can hang with me. And then we hear an evil laugh, ha 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 ha, but a lot more hysterically weirder than that. And a very strange theme song plays, and coming from the ramp, it's the debuting Nikki Storm. Fresh from signing from the WWE, the former Nikki Cross is back under the Nikki Storm name, and she says, sorry, I don't even need to put an accent on for this. So I hear, Nyla, that you're looking for some competition, and whilst you may have a more superior size advantage like you do on most, is there any in this division that are as wild and crazy as me? You want the best talents in the world to face you? Well, how about a mad woman that's not just the best in the world, but she's the best in the galaxy? And Nyla Rose says, you're on, bitch, I'll see you at All Out 2, because she wants nothing to do with her, obviously, until then. And also, when you say you're the best in the galaxy, someone else in the women's division could maybe take exception to that. We'll see, but no, it was obviously Nikki's phrase when she was on the Indies was best in the galaxy, and an opportunity to bring her in, and more so because in this her overness is like 50 odds, so straight having her working will hopefully elevate some of the women in the division, and we'll try and pinch 2 or 3 more for the WWE. She obviously got talent to back it up, but we'll bring some over purely for overness. The segment got 53, the storyline starts, and Nikki's mysterious gimmick got a adequate rating, because we'll keep her as a wee bit wild child, because she's obviously a babyface. Her being snobbish, best in the world, best in the galaxy, down the line when she turns heel. Next up, the recent matchup that saw MJF defeat Orange Cassidy in 8-11 with a Swanton Bomb. A 60 performance here for Cassidy, a 63 for MJF. The best friend storyline advances, and Orange Cassidy benefited from the groundswell public support, but a 62 rating here. And yeah, it's not looking good for best friends. You know, Chuck Taylor was down. Well, he's not down. And MJF, as I say, just keeps getting up and keeps on winning. After it, an MJF promo, and he just says, well, is this it, AEW? Making me face a guy who walks around with his hands in his pockets trying to be cool just to appease you bunch of marks? What an nerd. No wonder someone decided to run his friend down. And hell, you need to remember, they aim for you first. And before you get any ideas, no, it wasn't me. I wish it was, but it wasn't. So AEW, come on man, stop making me face nerds. I'm better than this, and I'm better than you, and you know it. So MJF just basically slagging them off, and then calls Orange Cassidy a mark. But yeah, just him really wanting an opportunity he basically wants championship matches, you know what I mean? He obviously feels he's far more entitled to what he's getting, and he can't believe this to face such nerds such as Orange Cassidy. But an 83 segment, a very strong promo from MJF, and as I say, it's only going to be a matter of time before he gets to a higher level. Next up, in a decent matchup, we have the tag team of Proud and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz, defeat the Gun Club, Billy and Austin Gunn, and 5:53 when Santana defeated Austin Gunn. At 58 here, basically they have really good overness, the Gun Club, so obviously Billy's going to be over. But Austin's not quite ready for where I want him, so he'll be putting people over. And eventually Billy will put people over, and we'll all get, eventually something from Austin Gunn down the line. But a solid matchup for what it was. Next up, in a decent reaction from the crowd and subpar wrestling in this bout, Jungle Boy defeated Kip Sabian in 9:07 by pinfall, a 50 rated match. I'm really sorry for Kip Sabian, who keeps losing here, but he's very good at putting people over. Jungle Boy by 45, Kip Sabian for a 49. Jungle Boy took a few losses in the mini feud with MJF, so I felt like this was the time to give him a victory, and of course Jungle Boy and a Luchasaurus will have some pretty good chemistry. This does tie into the third entrant into the Casino Ladder match for the #1 contendership for the TNT Championship. That will be of course Jungle Boy, so a 34 rating there, and he'll join Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara in that match. Speaking of Darby Allin, he was in action next, and he took on Peter Avalon in 7:22 and he wins with a coffin drop. A 69 rated match, a 78 for Darby Allin and a 44 for Peter Avalon. The crowd still don't like him. Can they not realise I like him? I've given him 2 matches against Moxley, 1 against Darby Allin, and this is just purely because I just find it hilarious when he runs in and shouting Brandon. But anyway, a 69 rating is pretty decent, and I'm pretty happy with that. Next up, we've got a promo with Jon Moxley, and he says, "Tonight I've given the Dark Order and Mr. Brody Lee a little bit of a reprieve. I know I'll see him, and hell, maybe all of them at All Out too. But tonight another brave soul comes forth to face Jon Moxley, and this guy, well, he is a little nuts, he's a little mad, a little bit chaotic, and I like that. Hell, I even respect that. But tonight, Jimmy Havoc, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt real bad. You see, with Brody Lee watching on, no doubt, you'll be used as an example. A tough example, I admit, but a visual representation of what I'm going to do to Brody Lee at All Out too." So a solid promo from Moxley, an 83. Moxley looked good. The storyline between him and the Exalted One continues, and we fire on to our next match, which is of course Jon Moxley versus Jimmy Havoc. There's a superb matchup. Jon Moxley defeated Jimmy Havoc in 12:22 with a Death Rider, and Jimmy Havoc sustained a Rolando fracture. Jon Moxley getting a ring performance of 90, Jimmy Havoc with a 68. They both had excellent, great chemistry together, which is good to see. And also Moxley looks excellent in this. You feel that would have been a high 70 match if it wasn't for the injury, but yeah, I would never have expected Jimmy Havoc to bring the best out of Jon Moxley, but delighted with that. Thankfully it's not Moxley going down, and no heat on Moxley, thankfully. I got a promo with Pac, and he says, "Last week the Death Triangle alongside Lance Archer defeated the Elite, and the week before I destroyed whichever vessel that Matt Hardy, the loser, was in. This is just another reason why the Death Triangle, myself, Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix are the top 3 performers in the company, backed up with them being the AEW Tag Team Champions. Tonight, my compadre Rey Fenix will take apart Kenny Omega and expose him to the world for being overrated, overhyped, and just why the Elite are far from elite. They are nothing but mediocre." So an 82 promo. I will still call him Rey Fenix usually, but I don't imagine Pac will say that in a Geordie accent, so he'll still be Rey Fenix in that regard. So if you wonder why the pronunciations are different, I'm still copying dashes. But an 82. Just really trying to build up the Death Triangle at this moment in time, as I say, the feud between Omega, Page and the Death Triangle continues. Oh, that's not good. A 3rd injury in the show. This is a normal episode of Dynamite, it seems. Sorry to say that. In a superb matchup, Kenny Omega defeated Rey Fenix in 13:46 by pinfall after a one-winged angel following a distraction from broken Matt Hardy. Rey Fenix sustained a corneal abrasion. We'll check how bad that injury is. 77 for Omega, 69 for Phoenix. Tag picture advances but loses a bit of heat. The injury is obviously going to have hurt that a lot. The match got the crowd buzzing as well because this would steal the show. And a 70 rating, so I think this could have, obviously the performance is disrupted, all that's disrupted it. I think that could have been easily in the 80s. So we finished the show, 72, it's not horrible. I honestly feel like it could have been a lot better. An injury obviously cost that there, but And obviously the fact the 2 injuries there are 2 main matches, which is not ideal. But popularity gaining 10, we don't lose pop anywhere, we just don't really gain it in our normal region. So we'll jump back to the main screen and I'm going to see if we can end this with some very, very big news. Of course, now any signings and all that, I'm just going to show you and we'll give you an idea how they're going to come in, if we can. So, injury to Rey Fenix, not ideal. Injury to Jimmy Havoc, not ideal. Jacob Fatu, not ideal. Stu Grayson, not ideal. And Bronson Reed stays with WWE, as does Sunil Singh look likely to. So yeah, quite a few injuries. A 1.44 in terms of a rate. I'm going to actually check that in a second. Let's actually look per Company War, sorry. All Elite Wrestling, top 100, so 1.44. Our shows they're okay, they're getting there. Still can't get over an 82 in this save, but as time will get us there. And obviously our pay-per-views are by far the biggest attendances so far. And a 1.44, so that's not too bad. We had a good 1.56 last week, but a 1.44 right in the middle. Could have been a lot better, but remains to be seen. So we'll jump in to the medical centre, office, and then medical. I never worry about all the people that are unhappy, it's just folk that haven't been on pay-per-views at school. So Chuck Taylor's back in 2 months and 2 weeks because I obviously ran down. 25 days for Jacob Fatu. 6 days we can work through for Rey Fenix, so that's good. 46 days for Stu Grayson, can work through it. And obviously Jimmy Havoc, high risk. We'll just let him go for 2 months, 2 weeks, that's fine. As long as he can come back fighting fit. So that is it for this particular episode. We'll take a wee dive to size while I'm just quickly talking away. But yeah, quite a good wee bit to go. As I say, we need to obviously get 77 in a lot of regions before we even get near to big, so plenty of time to even look into that. So not too worried at this moment in time, but yeah, there'll be a day down the line where we'll be going for that. It's going to be a big war against the WWE because obviously their financial muscle. Hopefully, as I say, All Out can be a financial success. As I say, it'll be the first time in this save since the pay-per-view money changed again, so hopefully that puts us in the plus and we can be a bit more aggressive. But I do want to bring in, as I say, spend a bit of money, even if it means it's taking a wee bit of loss in that regard, if it means bigger financial gain in the future. Because cool, we'll get 10 million, but it's 10 million sitting there, let's use it, and then panic when we're like in debt. So cheers for watching, much appreciated, and hopefully I'll see you next time for some more AEW action, of course some WWF 83 action if that's your thing as well, and hopefully by the time this goes live we should be on Twitch most days doing the WWE Real World Mod save, and that's the one I'm going to be aiming to get to dead far in, as in what we saw on YouTube last year. And of course this channel will have the recaps, don't worry, I will happily go through everything that has been booked on that. So thanks very much for taking the time out of your day, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye bye.